What were you saying, Laura?
Nothing.
We're just about to talk about toxins, aren't we? And you said, isn't there a Britney Spears song that's a bit like, yeah, can you remember it?
No.
My toxic. We should, you know what we should do is rewrite it to see how many of the toxic information we can get in there.
Oh, yes. So, I mean, you were a bit mind blown by all of this toxin stuff the first time you spoke to Alison, weren't you?
I was, yeah. I was, because I think it's something that you assume that everyone who has a position of responsibility within these massive corporations and companies has your welfare at the heart of their production, right? You assume. You
shouldn't assume. Do you know why?
Because it makes an ass out of you and me.
Yes.
Right. But I didn't think that it would be possible to make things that are actually technically bad for you. But yeah, there we are.
Yeah. Apparently there's loads of shit.
Like plastic Tupperware.
So I have made changes since I looked at all of Alison's stuff.
Yeah.
And I now have a glass water bottle.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is that better than metal, or is that same?
I don't know. Actually. It's better than plastic.
Yeah, okay.
And we've got some new dishes. I've got rid of most of the Tupperware, and sandwich bags and things like that.
You can get that beeswax. Have you seen that beeswax paper? Yeah. Is it beeswax or is it just wax?
No, I think it's beeswax. Oh, I don't know, actually.
Yeah, that's something to look up. The old waxy paper instead of the cling film and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And they do lots of like ceramic dishes with a plastic top, but that shouldn't matter. It's only if the food touches the plastic.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
it is mind-blowing, but what we want to say about the toxins is it's important not to get completely overwhelmed by it, isn't it?
Yeah. The first time we released this content, everyone was a bit overwhelmed, weren't they? They thought they were doing everything wrong, and everything, by drinking out of a plastic water bottle and having their food in a Tupperware pot, that they'd caused or, had some sort of played some sort of part in
what happened,
going through their loss. And that's totally not the case. Interestingly, I listened to It Starts With an Egg, The Egg Starts With the Egg audio book, and I listened to I read it many years ago and read it and thought, whatever, what a load of shit. This is just basically telling me that I need to change my whole life and that I've done everything wrong. So I just threw it away and thought, fuck that, I'm not listening. Because I'll tell you for why. There are loads of people in the world that get pregnant and have a baby that use Tupperware. So I got really angry when I read it all those years ago, and so I just chucked it. And recently I listened to the second edition of it, and right at the beginning of the book it says the biggest reason they've introduced the second edition is because people were reading it and thinking same as me, and they wanted to reiterate in this episode that it's not about changing all of these things. And Alison says the same. It's not about doing everything. It's about knowing what are the little things that can help bring down your levels of, what is it, BP something BPA, what can bring down your levels of BPA. And it's not saying you need to get rid of it completely, because that's impossible. It's about bringing it down to a normal level. So it's not about getting rid of all of these things. It's about not using them excessively. So when you think of it like that, if you could just say, Alison says change one thing a week, or I'd say change one thing a month. Do a water bottle this month, and then next month have a look into kitchen stuff. And then, I don't know, I can't give up scented perfume and scented, shower gel and stuff like that. But I don't think I need to, because I've already changed a few things, and that should be enough to have brought it down to a normal level, right?
Yeah.
Sorry for the ramble.
No, that's good. I think it's just everything in moderation type attitude, you know, because it is overwhelming. And actually, are you going to be more negatively affected by the overwhelm than you are by
The BPA.
rating everything? Yeah, exactly. So there is always a balance. And I think by cutting out, as you say, by cutting down on a couple of things, you are going to be making a difference, because you're not doing what you were doing before. Any little changes that you can consistently make, and I'm not talking about, you know, using a plastic, metal or glass water bottle for a couple of days. Like, if you can consistently make that change, then that's great.
Yeah, definitely. And that they're the biggest ones. They're the ones that are going to have the biggest impact as well. So things that you eat and drink out of, the stuff that you ingest is going to have more of an impact than the stuff that you wash your body with. Because
can you just do that mime for washing your body again?
Did I do that?
You were a bit like, wash your body with. Yeah. Nothing to eat.
Yeah, stuff that you eat and drink.
Yeah.
And have more of an effect. Fact. There's a fact for you. So yeah, just change those things if you want to. You can get your BPA tested. I don't know how, but it's possible. And if you've got normal levels, then you don't need to change anything, right? How it works? Who knows?
I don't know, but I feel like that's not the message that Alison wants you to put out there.
No, but I mean, that's the fact. You just got to bring it down to a normal level.
Bring it down to a normal level, people. Normalize this shit.
Yeah.
All right, over and out for now.